At the end of the day, there's nothing we can do with our two big guys. We tried to come back in, and then they're going to get the threes, and, they all made them. It's Ben Carroll's been shooting 29%. We're going to give him a little room on the perimeter. He only made his first three. Roaches has not made him as much. He got his first couple in there. And we really started out the game trying to think about Griffin, and we didn't. We didn't do a good job looking for him. He was the guy we wanted to contain. But Frank was told that he's going to stay back, and for whatever reason, he decided to come up, and they're going to get the dunks in that situation. I don't know what he was thinking. He's young. Big crowd, big game. Maybe he just couldn't handle it. But you just can't come up and give that play. And, we talked about it. We had 2 days, so we had enough time to get ready, and we just didn't handle it. All that said, Duke's a top team, top 5-4 team in the country. Ben Carroll's is 1, 2, 3 at the worst in the draft. He's really good with the ball, can shoot it, really good passer. Williams is difficult for us. He has been since he's been there, and he's really getting better. And, they're really good. I was proud we got down 30 and managed to get it back to 17. Well, that's about as good as it was going to be. They're better. They're just that much better than us. But I'm really disappointed in our inside play. Frank started out at Virginia Tech and was tremendous. If he played like this at Virginia Tech, we would have lost by 25. I don't know what the problem is, whether he's too young. I don't know. But he just can't do the things simple, basic things that we need him to do. And so our defense is non-existent. Again, I thought we fought through it as best we could, but you get down 20 right off the bat. It's not a good scenario. But we'll get ready. We'll go to practice tomorrow, get ready to go to North Carolina. That's all we can do at this stage. Questions?
Coach, obviously Cole and Penny played pretty well, but what was it about the way Cole and Jimmy played that made you really want to keep them on the bench?
They just didn't play well. They didn't get anything accomplished. They're offensive players. That's why they're playing. And maybe they just can't get shots. Maybe Duke's too good defensively for them. They score against everybody else, but they do struggle against Duke. I thought, again, John, I thought, he moves the ball. He's good hands off, stuff like that. But, we don't rebound very well, no matter who's in there, so it doesn't really matter. Cole and Jimmy have been rebounding, and that's why they've been playing. They've been rebounding, and they have been scoring. And tonight, I think Duke's just too big and too strong for them. But, again, Buddy kind of got us back in there, and then we tried to get those guys in there and play. But the game stayed the same, stayed between 17 and 22 or 24 when Bo and Benny were in there. Didn't really change the game. I thought Joe got a little bit more aggressive toward the end. He has to score when we're getting pressured like that. I think that's important. But again, this was defensively from the beginning. We were never into what we need to do defensively. Benny and Bo are new, so when Barama came up like he's supposed to on Banchero, the forwards have got to be back, and they were still out, and they got dunks. So those are things that, mistakes you can't make, and, we just have to play better on that end. But again, Duke is different. I think Notre Dame's really good, and they went to Notre Dame and had them down 30. And I think Notre Dame's a pretty good team. They're just better, more physical. If Buddy hadn't made some really hard shots early, it would have been 30-2. Every shot he made is like against a really good defensive player. He's, Moore's really good, Griffin's good. Ben Carroll switched on to him. And he made some play. He's been making some plays in the last 2 games that I didn't think he'd ever be able to make it, to be honest with you. And we need that, but obviously, we need to be better. But I don't think Duke's a game you can measure anything by. We went to Notre Dame. They're pretty good. They're the second-place team in the league. And we're 1 point with them. But we can't handle Duke. Pretty simple.
Coach,
What does it mean to you to perhaps face Mike for the last time?
You know, I'll think about that someday. I'm worried about my team, what we're doing, and I'm not thinking about any of that stuff, period.
Coach, back here, are you able to confirm if both of your sons will be returning next year or not?
Look, I have said from the beginning, I talked to Cole at the beginning of the year, he said he wanted to play here 1 year. I talked to Jimmy at the beginning of the year, he said he wanted to play here 1 year. I talked to Buddy numerous times, he said he wanted to finish this year. That's how we've recruited, that's what we've told everybody, and that's what's going to happen. Nothing has changed. Nobody has told me anything differently, and that's why we're trying to bring in 6 guys or 7. I think Benny can get there. He's not there. He did some nice. He actually had a good practice yesterday, and we were going to give him out. We put him in every game anyway. But I thought tonight, you know, we got him the back door early, and you know, he made his jumper. He shot it better. Has struggled shooting. He's been shooting a little better in practice. I think he can be a good player. He's got to learn how to play the system, and he's got to play harder, and he's got to rebound. He's got to go get the ball. He can do that, but it's just not there this year. And that happens a lot. There's some really, really good players, top 20 players at Gonzaga, a couple other schools that aren't playing. It's just sometimes the first year is tough.
And just out of curiosity, if I can follow up on that, do you plan on returning next year?
Whoever said I wasn't?
I'm asking. I don't know.
You don't need this. It's been asked and answered 26,000 times. Every press conference I gave in the beginning of the year is I have no intentions of not coaching. I've said it 30 times. Because we're having a bad year, you want me to quit? I don't quit because we're having a bad year. So I told every recruit, we have a pretty good recruit in here today. I told every one of them I'll be coaching next year. So I don't know what you need me to do or say. I mean, I guess kind of like Frank, you don't get it.
Coach, 2 games in the regular season, maybe 1 or 2 in the ACC tournament, barring a miracle run. What do you want to see out of your team in the finish, being that the NCAA tournament is basically out of?
Well, people said that's been out of the play for 10 games, and we've been playing right through it. We won 6 out of 8, and going to almost won at Notre Dame. We're going to keep playing. We got a game Monday, we're going to play, and then we got a game Saturday. We're going to play that, and then we're going to go to the tournament and try to play that, see what we can do there. But yeah, that's what we're going to do.
What are your expectations going forward for those final 2 regular season games and the ACC tournament?
Play as well as we can, every game. That's my expectations. That's all. It's the same as it's been every year. If we were undefeated or if we lost every game, we're going to try to play as best we can. But, you know, the one thing I will say, and, you know, I don't make excuses, but Jesse's a difference maker for this team. Period. We wouldn't have won the 4 in a row we won, 3 in a row before he got hurt if it wasn't for him. And, you know, it's just been too hard to overcome. Frank isn't ready. Boeheim is trying with everything he can. He did as much as he can do, but he just isn't. He's not even 50% of what he was. But, you know, we wouldn't have won this game maybe, or maybe Notre Dame maybe, a couple other games maybe with Jesse, but we're just not deep enough or talented enough to lose him and be able to play.
Jim, you had 8,300 students here today. Can you just speak to
I can't tell you how great the students have been. I came up to see them yesterday. The students have been fabulous. Our fans have been great. The fans that have come, obviously it's tough. Some people just don't want to come, and I understand that. Our fans have been unbelievable. I'm so disappointed that we would play this way when so many kids, students came out, so many fans came out. It's just terrible. The most disappointing thing of the year that we would do that. But the fans have been good all year that have come. They've been here. They've been loud. They've been noisy. They've tried everything they can to help us. Our fans have always been good, and they are great this year. The students were fabulous. Unfortunately, we didn't play defense the way we are capable and need to.
That pregame ceremony for Coach K, how did it make you feel that Syracuse was able to honor you?
I thought it was a great idea, the scholarship in his name. He's a military guy. We have a tremendous military presence on campus, and the Veterans Building, what the chancellor has done with the board, the trustees, and dedicating that building for what it's used for, what it is being used for. And I think it was a great tribute to Mike, because he's a West Point guy, an Army guy. And I thought it was really brilliant to do, and even got the fans to cheer for a minute too. So that was good. But it was great having Allen Iverson here. He's one of my favorite players of all time, because I think he was the toughest guy that's ever played in the NBA. And there's been a lot of pretty tough guys up there, but I think he's the toughest guy. It was nice to have him and John there. It was very disappointing overall how our defense was tonight. They're difficult for us, really difficult for us.
Not many coaches get the send-off that Mike's getting this year around the league. Just what has he meant to the game over the years?
He's been the best coach for 50 years. He took the Olympic team from nothing, from a hole, from being killed in the World Championship and Olympics, to be really an embarrassment to our basketball country, and turned it completely. With Jerry Colangelo, he had a big part of that, but Mike was the coach, and he's the one that did it. And I don't think, people think the NBA is supposed to win. It's nothing to it, but it's not the way it is until he took over. And even since then, they lost the World Championship badly and barely got the Olympics this year. He's an unbelievable organizer and coach of people, handler of how people are, who people are, and how to handle them, and how to work with people and coaches. He's the best that's ever done that in the modern basketball world, which is completely different. John Wooden won 10 championships. You can never say anything but that. But it's a different world today. And there's been a lot of great coaches. There's nobody even close to what Mike has done. And he's given everything to the game, and made the game, helped make the game what it is today, without any question. I'm just happy that we're good friends.
Coach, Benny played 30 minutes today. What did he do well?
He hit a couple shots. He was more active. He tried to get back on the boards, but, it's not just him. Our forwards are giving up baseline. We're not getting back in there. When the center's dunking like that, that's the forwards. The forwards have got to be back in there, and we're not getting there. It's hard on that guy, but you still got to be back in there with the effort. And he's learning where to go. It's a big learn for him this year, and he's getting there. He's getting better. I think he's started to turn the corner a little bit, but for a while he wasn't shooting well, and he didn't know the defense, and really wasn't able to help us. I think he is getting a little better, but he's still learning. He's got a lot to learn. We have a big summer next year ahead of us with a lot of stuff to get done, a big fall. It's like every year we changed a lot. There'll be a complete change for next year.
Jim, do you have an update on Samir?
Pardon?
Update on Samir.
He's hurt. I doubt if he'll be back for a while. Okay, thanks.